We have seen substitution reactions and elimination reactions. Let us take up the rate equation for SN2 reaction. Rate is equal to K into concentration of alkyl halide into nucleophile. Is rate equation for E2 reaction. For SN2, rate is equal to K into concentration of alkyl halide into nucleophile. For E2 reaction, rate is equal to K into concentration of alkyl halide into base. I will explain example by using isopropyl bromide or some secondary alkyl halide. I will take some secondary alkyl halide, CH3, this is H, this is CH3, Br. I am writing this like this, isopropyl bromide, CH3 taken twice, CHBr, isopropyl bromide. It is a secondary alkyl halide, so it is little substituted. Let us see the effect of the base, size of the base. If you consider methoxide ion or ethoxide ion, which is a smaller base, that will function as a nucleophile because CBr bond is polar and the carbon is having positive charge, the electrophilic center. Being smaller nucleophile, it can approach smaller base or smaller nucleophile because the same base is functioning as nucleophile or a base. So it can approach the hindered position to attack this one, thereby it gives a substitution product as major product. If you take the same substrate, that is isopropyl bromide, and a bulky base is used like tertiary butoxide ion, it is a bulky base in comparison with this one. This is a small base, this is a bulky base. Now it cannot approach, being bulkier, it cannot approach the hindered carbon atom, rather than it prefers to consume the hydrogen or H plus from the beta carbon. Then this sigma bond will convert into pi bond, Br minus goes out. This is now elimination is taking place. Elimination is taking place to give CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus Br minus, CH3, CH double bond CH2, Br minus. This is propene. Here this is a bulky base, this is a small base. Bulky base is giving elimination, whereas small base is giving substitution. See, I told you that smaller base is giving substitution product as major product and bulky base is giving elimination product as major product when bulky base is used. Similarly, if you take temperature, low temperature gives substitution product, high temperature gives elimination product. So now we will see new type of reactions of alkyl halides. We have seen the substitution reactions, we have seen the elimination reactions, we have seen the substitution versus elimination, which are favorable conditions for substitution, which are favorable conditions for elimination. Let us see a different type of reactions, that is reaction of alkyl halides with metals. Alkyl halides reacts with metals to form organometallic compounds, forms organometallic compounds. The most important organometallic compound we use in organic chemistry is called Grignard's reagent. Alkyl halide, when heated with magnesium in dry ether medium, forms a compound called RMgX, is an alkyl halide. Alkyl halide, RMgX is alkyl magnesium halide. You see this. Alkyl magnesium halide has two different types of bonds. Magnesium is attached to alkyl group as well as halogen atom. This bond, MgX bond, is obviously ionic in nature because magnesium is a metal, it is a halogen. Magnesium halogen bond is ionic in nature. Now this RMg bond is covalent but with a lot of polarity. R minus is formed because of high polarity, and the RMg bond has approximately 30% ionic character. As a result of that, in Grignard's reagent functions as a source of R minus carbon ion, which can function as a base and can consume proton, and also can function as a nucleophile. So Grignard's reagent is a source of carbon ion which functions as a base as well as a nucleophile. So Grignard's reagent is a source of carbon ion which can function, that is R minus, which can function both as a nucleophile and a base. So it can participate in nucleophilic substitution as well as addition reactions, and it can consume a proton from any source of proton. It can consume a proton from any source of proton. Let us suppose that if it reacts with water, it is a protic solvent, it will consume a proton from this and produces an alkane, hydrocarbon. Whatever the R minus will consume proton and will give you RH, alkane is formed. If R is an alkyl group, alkane is formed. If R is different type of alkyl groups, you can say hydrocarbon is formed. If you take ethyl alcohol, that will consume proton again from alcohol to give hydrocarbon. If it reacts with ammonia, from ammonia also it consumes a proton to give a hydrocarbon. Even eton reaction with the acetylene, where the hydrogens of acetylene are acidic in nature because of sp hybridization of carbon, it gives RH. Alkyl halides, if react with metallic sodium in dry ether medium, they undergo a typical reaction called Woods reaction, in which the alkane formed will have double the number of carbon atoms than the corresponding alkyl halide. If you take RX along with metallic sodium, dry ether medium, we get RR plus 2NaX. This is the alkane, this is the alkyl halide. Alkyl halide, suppose R has n carbon atoms, here 2 R's are there, so it will have 2n carbon atoms. So in Woods reaction, the alkane formed will have double the number of carbon atoms than the alkyl halide. Next, this Woods reaction is a suitable method for the preparation of higher alkanes with even number of carbon atoms. It is very difficult to prepare an alkane with odd number of carbon atoms. I will come to that point later on. I will give another example. I am taking an alkyl halide called methyl bromide, 2Na plus another molecule of methyl bromide in dry ether medium, then Br, sodium and Br react with each other to give ethane plus NaBr. Here the alkyl halide methyl bromide has one carbon atom, it has 1 plus 1, 2 carbon atoms. Now if you want to prepare, this is ethane, if you want to prepare an alkane with an odd number of carbon atoms, then you have to take two different alkyl halides, that is Rx and R dash X. Say Rx has 2 carbons, R dash X has 3 carbons. In presence of dry ether. Then what happens is, since you have taken all the three in the same vessel, two molecules of alkyl halide Rx can react with each other to form RR. Two molecules of R dash X also can react with each other to form R dash R dash, and one molecule of Rx and one molecule of R dash X also react to give RR dash along with NaX. The problem here is, you are aiming to prepare RR dash, but you are getting a mixture of RR, R dash and RR dash. Means you are ending up with mixture of alkanes, and the mixture of alkanes formed will have close boiling points. As a result, the alkanes cannot be separated by fractional distillation, because each alkane will have its boiling point. The boiling points are very close to each other, so fractional distillation cannot help you to separate the alkane mixture into their individual alkanes. As a result, Woods reaction is not suitable for the preparation of a higher alkane with odd number of carbon atoms. Here suppose to form 2 plus 3, 5 carbon alkyl halide is supposed to be formed here. So you cannot prepare an alkane with odd number of carbon atoms. I mean to say, it's not a suitable method for the preparation of higher alkanes with odd number of carbon atoms when you want to prepare it, because you are getting a mixture. Instead of a single compound, you are getting mixture of compounds. Now another thing, you cannot prepare methane by Woods reaction, because methane has only one carbon. You cannot prepare methane by Woods reaction. We have seen the substitution elimination reactions of alkyl halides and the reaction with metals. Now let us take up the reactions of haloarenes. Reactions of haloarenes like fluorobenzene, chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, iodobenzene. Now these are also expected to take place or participate in nucleophilic substitution reactions. These are expected to take part in nucleophilic substitution reactions, but it was found that these are less reactive than haloarenes or aryl halides, or less reactive than alkyl halides. Because of different reasons, it found like that. Let us see the reasons for which the aryl halides are found to be less stable than alkyl halides. Don't forget, if you take any alkyl halide where the carbon atom to which the halogen attached is polar, because it is attached to an sp3 carbon. So in aryl halides, the halogen is attached to an sp2 carbon. Different aspects are there, different reasons are there for which aryl halides are found to be less reactive than alkyl halides. The first one is the resonance arising in aryl halides. When you take X, where X is fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, it is having 3 lone pairs of electrons. So lone pair pi conjugation is there. This is lone pair, sigma bond, pi bond, alternative positions. Resonance arises leading to the formation of this species, carbon ion. This negative charge, due to negative charge pi conjugation, moves like this, and X will get positive charge because it is losing lone pair of electrons to the benzene ring. This negative charge further moves in to give negative charge, double bond, double bond, double bond, X plus. This negative charge further moves in to give you this double bond, double bond, double bond, X with 3 lone pairs. You can clearly see the halogen atom is a plus M group, and because of the plus M effect, the lone pair pi conjugation arising to give these resonating structures. In these resonating structures, if you clearly observe, the CX bond is getting partial double bond character. Double bond, double bond, double bond, single bond, single bond. All together in all resonating structures you have 2 plus 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1. 8 resonating structures, 8 bonds, 8 sigma bonds between C and X. 3 double bond structures, 2 single bond structures. So 8 by 5, the CX bond order is approximately 1.6. So 1.6 means it's more than a single bond, less than a double bond. That's why I said that CX bond is acquiring partial double bond character. So since CX bond is having double bond character, the nucleophile cannot displace the halogen easily. So incoming nucleophile finds difficulty in ejecting the fluoride ion from the aryl halide, removing the fluoride ion from the aryl halide through substitution. That's why aryl halides shows lot of resistance towards nucleophilic substitution than alkyl halides. The next reason for which aryl halides are showing resistance towards nucleophilic substitution is hybridization of the carbon atom. In aryl halides, the halogen is bounded to an sp2 carbon. Here halogen can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. And in alkyl halides, the halogen is bonded to an sp3 carbon. So sp3 carbon has 25% S character, sp2 carbon has 33.33% S character. Because of more S character, the sp2 carbon is more electronegative. That's why it holds the bond pair firmly and doesn't break down easily. In comparison with the sp3x bond, sp2x bond is stronger because of the double bond character arises due to resonance. Because of the hybridization of the carbon atom also, the CX bond is stronger in aryl halide in comparison with alkyl halides. The other one is when a nucleophile try to approach this center, it has 6 pi electron cloud. This 6 pi electron cloud repels with the nucleophile and shows some resistance for the nucleophile to approach towards these pi electrons. That is the third reason. If you take the other way by which an aryl halide to participate in so-called aromatic nucleophilic substitution, you have to consider an SN1 path. Previously we have seen the problems which are arising for SN2 path, the hurdles which are arising for SN2 path. Now for SN1 path, it is supposed to form a phenyl carbocation and a halide ion. Phenyl carbocation is extremely unstable because here the bond angle, it is becoming sp hybridized. The bond angle is becoming 180 degrees and it is difficult to exist in the ring. That's why phenyl carbocation is extremely stable. So these are the 4 reasons: the double bond character of carbon atom, the sp2 hybridization of the carbon atom, the double bond character of CX bond, sp2 hybridization of carbon atom, the repulsions between the pi electrons and the incoming nucleophile. If you choose SN1 path, the instability of phenyl carbocation. These are all making aryl halides less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution than alkyl halides. The aryl halides undergo aromatic nucleophilic substitution reactions under drastic conditions. I already told you the reasons for which they are resisting aromatic nucleophilic substitution reactions. I have taken chlorobenzene and I am trying to convert chlorobenzene into phenol. If I consider NaOH, For alkyl halides, normal aqueous NaOH room temperature conditions can give you the alcohol easily, but for phenol, because of the double bond character and the sp2 character of the carbon atom, double bond character of CCl bond, and repulsions between the 6 pi electrons and incoming nucleophile, instability of the phenyl ring, all those things making the conditions very difficult. So, something like 623 Kelvin, 300 atmospheres pressure is needed to give you, to replace Cl with OH. Since it is basic medium, phenoxide ion is formed and then it is neutralized with acid to give phenol. This is chlorobenzene, this is phenol. Now this ARSN reaction, that is aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction, conditions can be eased up by introducing one or more electron withdrawing groups at ortho and para positions of the benzene ring. Suppose if you take ortho nitro chlorobenzene, otherwise you take para nitro chlorobenzene. For para nitro chlorobenzene, if you add NaOH, the introduction of electron withdrawing group will make the temperature conditions to 443 Kelvin, temperature is eased up, pressure is also used up, and proton is added to give para nitrophenol. Cl is replaced with OH, para nitrophenol. Now I will introduce one more NO2 group. This is 4-nitrochlorobenzene or para nitrochlorobenzene. I will take 2,4-dinitrochlorobenzene. When you take NaOH, the temperature needed is 368 Kelvin, followed by protonation, will give you 2,4-dinitrophenol. If you take 2,4,6-trinitrochlorobenzene, even NaOH is not needed now. Even warm water is sufficient, hot water, to give you 2, 4, 6 phenol, trinitrophenol called picric acid. So, introduction of electron withdrawing group at ortho and para positions will ease up the conditions and help you a lot in converting aryl halide into phenol when treated with aqueous NaOH. Now, let us see the ARSN mechanism, and from that you can understand why the electron withdrawing group is able to give you the so called phenol easily. I will take up the simplest of the examples. I will take up chlorobenzene and I will take a nucleophile approaching this chlorobenzene. This has to be eliminated. Cl has to be displaced by Nu minus. When Nu minus approaches here, Nu minus is a nucleophile like OH minus or C2H5O minus, like that. Any nucleophile approaches this one, the pi electrons displace away from that and gives you a, this is chlorine, this is the incoming nucleophile, this is the negative charge, this is the double bond for you, double bond for you. Now, this is the carbon ion which is formed in the slowest step or RDS. This is the RDS and this is the carbon ion formed. So, a more stable carbon ion formed always will give you more yield and rate of reaction is also more. So, it will move in, this goes there, this is coming here, this is negative charge, double bond, Cl and Nu. Now, when the negative charge comes here, that goes there, the negative charge coming here, double bond, chlorine and Nu. When this negative charge comes here, this will go out, chlorine goes out, the Nu CNU bond. This is how a nucleophile is displacing chlorine under drastic conditions when there are no electron withdrawing groups. Suppose if you introduce an electron withdrawing group here, one electron withdrawing group, it provides you additional this is Nu minus, this is attacking this center, then the pi electrons are coming here, this is double bond, this is double bond, this is chlorine for you, this is the nucleophile, this is the negatively charged carbon which is attached to another strong electron withdrawing group at ortho position. Now this will can further move into the nitro group to give additional resonating structures. So carbon ion has stabilized additionally by this additional resonating structure, which was not found in the earlier case where there is no NO2 is there. So in addition to these structures, you will get the additional resonating structure which moves in to give double bond, negative charge here, nucleophile, this is NO2, and that will give you double bond, negative charge, Cl, Nu, NO2, double bond. When this negative charge moves in, Cl minus is going out. So double bond, Nu, NO2. So clearly this additional resonating structure is stabilizing the carbon ion to great extent and making the reaction easier. That's why the conditions are eased up. So if you introduce more and more withdrawing groups only at ortho and para positions, as the number of withdrawing groups are increased at ortho and para positions, reaction is becoming even easier and easier. And you can clearly see when one nitro group is there higher temperature, two nitro groups temperature lowered from 623 to 443. Then when the next temperature, when one more NO2 is introduced, then temperature is to what, 368. When three nitro groups are there, warm water is enough. So conditions are slowly eased up and the reaction become easy. So presence of electron withdrawing groups is the driving force, one of the driving forces for this particular aromatic nucleophilic substitution to convert the aryl halides into what, to phenols or anything else.